Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
A big bust today, and everybody learning about this plot against the White House. How scary. President Trump's birthday, the UFC event, the world was watching, and it turns out there was a big plot that was in the works for a mass attack, and thank goodness it was thwarted. Well, who better to talk about it than former FBI Supervisory Special Agent James Gagliano. James, it's Rita and John and Judge, and we also have George Venizelos here too. Fill us in. How do you read this? And thank goodness that the mother spoke out, but what were some of the other things, and how concerned should we be of these threats that seem to keep happening, especially targeted to our president?
Rita and team, I feel like it's a dream team today. So I'm so happy to join you guys. I love it. As long as my Judge is there and George is there, I know you guys are in good hands.
My favorite mayor, good to have you back.
I was waiting for that. The Judge is slow.
You made the Judge's day.
He usually says that within 5 seconds.
Believe me, the highlight of my day.
4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm speaking to Judge and George because I read the 10-page complaint. This is chilling. Let me just say this. This was a sloppy, rudimentary plan. And those kind of plans, as George Venizelos can tell you, can often work. This started March 1st, about 3.5 months ago. And if not for the fact that a mother came forward, as John Solomon reported earlier, and turned her son in, this very well could have been a problem. Why? We're dealing with this with drones now. Drones, they're not military grade anymore. They're used at the civilian level. And the fact that they were going to use drones to drop explosives on a party at the White House for our 250-year anniversary with 4,000 people in attendance, and then planned a secondary attack involving sniper rifles when everybody was trying to squeeze out through the ingress and egress points. This was truly chilling.
Truly chilling. And what do you know? What do we know about the background of these? Like, we know the mom turned in. It was her 19-year-old son. Do we know? Was there any criminal history, or how they got radicalized, or how did this all sort of come together?
No criminal history. The gentleman that was charged in the complaint is Tyson Proper. There are about 23 people involved in this across 4 or 5 states. The FBI have about 4 of them in custody. They'll get all of them. There's a bolo. Be on the lookout. They'll get all these folks. But no, this person that was arrested, and obviously the person named in the complaint, was a young radicalized person. And Rita, to your point, we're seeing this over and over. One of the guys that was involved in the San Diego mosque shooting, 17 years old. The other one involved, 19 years old. Again, a mother turned them in. Obviously, it was too late. 3 people were killed. Every one of these assassination attempts, assassination culture, all of these attacks of recent are involving young people radicalized on the internet.
How about also, like, remember outside of Gracie Mansion, the mayor's home in New York? Remember, there were teenagers there too, and they didn't know each other. And then they suddenly said, okay, they met online and came to New York, and they threw explosives at the crowd.
Bucks County, Pennsylvania, an 18 and 20-year-old. Yes, this has become an epidemic. These kids, and when I say kids, this is a 19-year-old young man that was just charged, and the feds are going to bring superseding indictments. There'll be terrorism charges that'll be leveled probably in this week, and if not in the next couple of days. But these folks, young people that were working with former military folks and part of an anti-government group. And as George was talking about earlier, the blurring of lines here between extreme right and extreme left. We dealt with sovereign citizens. They were folks that said the government has no say over us, just leave us alone. This new group of extremists, these anti-government folks, say, we're going to take the fight to the government, and that's the part that's chilling.
Yeah, they seem to have an anti-government gripe, anti-capitalist, right?
Anti-millionaires, billionaires.
Yeah, anti-millionaires, It's a sort of like very virulent and we use the phrase Antifa. That was one thing that John Solomon, the ones that you see at all these protests where things get out of hand.
We still have to know the definition of Antifa. I mean, that's why. What is their background? I mean, I don't know.
James kind of explained. I mean, it's anti-fascist, but what is right?
Indians, Pakistanis.
Yeah.
Well, these are at their core anarchists. They are nihilists. They want to see society devolve into, especially a democracy, exactly what Russia and what the old Soviet Union and the communist countries used to wish for, that democracy would fail here so they could convince their people that experiment in the United States that's gone on for 250 years, it's not going to work. This issue right now, though, with these anti-government groups, it's funny how whether it's the left or the right, they're always rooted in anti-Semitism. Again, the people that were targeted at this event this weekend at the White House, they were targeted for taking money from AIPAC. That is a huge problem in our country, whichever side of the ideological spectrum you fall down.
Yeah, the rhetoric was chilling. It's like a lot of the protests that we've seen. Wow.
What do we all stand for?
Truth, justice, and the American way.